So hello, everyone. I'm Michelle Fletcher, the founder of the Holistic Business Network, and we have these next level events for our membership. It's a way to learn of just tools and resources to use in their business. And I always find that I like to see things that are trending or things that I know are very useful for myself and that I am using. So I like to have those type of things be showcased because I know if something is helping me, it can most definitely help other people. So we have Max J. Pilet here with us today. And before he gets into his conversation, I just want to announce I am going to put a quiz in the chat that you guys can take to see how you can, where you fit when it comes to getting more visibility for your business. And after you do that test, there's some next guidelines on how we can help you get more visibility in your business. So that is the first thing. The next thing is we have, if you're local to South Florida, we have 2 upcoming events, one in September 19th. We have one in Coral Springs. Was I frozen? We have one in Coral Springs happening. Okay, I froze for a second. Happening at a beautiful chiropractic office that is like newly built just like a year ago. And they are super excited to host us. And then in October, we're doing one in Delray Beach. And that will be at a fitness facility that is really specialized in movement and function. So that is going to be super cool too. The area looks like Wynwood, like the Wynwood in Miami. It's a very cool setup. So we're excited for both those events coming up. Just an FYI, if you're curious about the membership, to join the Holistic Business Network, we're all about helping to give the small, medium-sized health and wellness business more visibility. And so our goal is to help you do that in various ways. We have a number of ways to do that, think of the chamber, but on, what do you call it? I didn't want to say a drug, but on steroids, right? That's a drug, not as bad as the one I was thinking. So we do so many things that outside of that chamber meeting that help to give you more visibility in this space. I know Charlotte is just opening up her IB therapy center very soon. So that is super exciting. Can't wait for that. And so with all that being said, I'm going to turn it over to Cordera for any announcements that you may have. Cordera is the chief business strategist of the Holistic Business Network. She is also a marketing and business strategist genius, and she created a magazine called Feel Well Magazine, which has been around for almost 2 years now and is highly circulated in South Florida and is going to be circulated around the country very soon because the Holistic Business Network is in 7 states, and we also have membership that is outside of the country. So, all right, Q, any announcements?
I don't have any, well, maybe one announcement just to let everyone know that didn't have an opportunity to join in or apply for the Seen, Heard, and Profitable Accelerator. Michelle's going to be sending out information urging you to apply once more. We have another cohort coming up in September. So that is all about helping female entrepreneurs specifically, whether you're in the health and wellness business, become seen, heard, and profitable. And if you want to, learn a little bit more about that or understand what that even means, I recommend going over to Instagram and watching a live I did today on why I'm not shopping at Walmart anymore. And you might feel so convicted to not shop at Walmart anymore either after you get this lesson. So that's it.
All right. Charlotte, I see your hand is up. Did you have a question
Michelle,
before we got
yes,
started?
I just had 2 questions. One, I'm not sure if I received the registration for the network. So if you can please send that to me. And 2, how do I advertise in the magazine? Is that possible?
Yeah, so
I
we
can
will
definitely connect with you offline, Charlotte.
Okay.
So yeah, we can talk about that more.
All right, awesome. And I stopped shopping at Walmart when they didn't have enough spaces or lines open, but I will look at your Instagram.
Oh, good. Smart lady. All right. So, okay. So we got all the announcements out the way. So now we are going to get into the juice of this tonight's workshop. So I'm super excited because I met Max about 4 months ago.
Don't mind me, Michelle.
Okay.
Keep going.
Okay, I thought something happened. I met Max about 4 months ago. We were at a business like conference that was really on personal growth and development, and we ended up in line together, me, Q, and Max, and he was just sharing how he helps people get legal services at their fingertips. And I was like, what? I didn't even know what that really meant, but I actually had a need for some legal services, funny enough. And the lawyer I had hired ghosted me for like 7 months. And so I reached out to Max, and Max kind of blew my mind with the information he shared. And so I was like, no, we need to have people learn about this. And so super excited to have him. Max has been, okay, let me read this. So Max and his wife have been in this arena for over 20 years. They have over 20 years of experience, and they have been helping businesses and individuals have legal power at their fingertips. I love that. This is an essential conversation, I feel like, to protect and empower your business, because there's so many ways and a lot of people that get sued in your business, and it can totally wipe you out from everything you're doing. So it's good to have this knowledge under your tool belt so that you can know how to proceed going forward. So with all that being said, thank you so much, Max, for being here with us tonight. This man is a busy man, but you have the floor, and we're so happy to have you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Michelle, for that awesome introduction. And the feeling is mutual. It has been an absolute blessing to get a chance to know you and Q from that event. I don't believe in accidents. I always say that a coincidence is God's way of staying anonymous. So I'm glad that the three of us had a chance to connect for sure. So congratulations. Welcome, everybody, for being on the Zoom here today. My name is Max Pilet, and I'll be before you sharing some information that was shared with me back in 2002. You see, back in 2002, this guy right here that you see in front of you was actually a college student. Let me see if I can advance my slides. So that's me and my boo back then, way, way, way back then. To be 165 pounds again, my Lord. But my wife and I, we actually took a look at this company, the company that we're with. We got started as business owners pretty much back in college. I was a college senior. My wife was a college junior. And we learned about an idea and a concept, and we kind of fell in love with it, and we partnered up. And for 21 years, we've been just helping businesses, entrepreneurs, maybe business-minded folks who are maybe entrepreneurs, but not really entrepreneurs, but they support other entrepreneurs, just to make sure that their businesses are protected. We spend all this time, from the time that we start thinking about our business to actually laying out the framework to actually making the financial investment. And then we spend all these thousands of, maybe sometimes tens of thousands of dollars to get the business off the ground. And then one mistake or one decision or somebody else's mistake or decision can completely wipe us out. So we've been making sure that we stand beside business owners and people who support business owners now for over 21 years. Actually, November 16th will be 22 years that we've been involved with this company. So obviously we don't look like that no more. We look a little bit better, I think. So here we are right now. So this is my family. My wife and I, well, I showed you my wife and I already. My mom is there at the top left. So that's me and my brothers and sisters on my mama's side. And then over there with a group of people, that's my brothers and sisters on my father's. Not all of them. Not all of them. My dad does have 9, though. So that's a lot of cousins, brothers and sisters, nieces and nephews. I think all the nieces and nephews, as a matter of fact, are in that picture. And of course, I have my mother-in-law on the bottom left, my sister-in-law, who's 21, and of course, my wife, Raquel, as well. So I just like to show these pictures just to say I'm a real life person, just like y'all. You know what I mean? I'm real. So let's talk about your business, which is also your baby. right? How to grow and protect your small business. So this is my mom, and I actually lost my mom. I can't say she's lost. I know exactly where she is in eternity, but she passed away on June 4th of 2020. But this woman, aside from my wife, means the world to me because she shifted my mindset at a very young age when it came to entrepreneurship. You see, my mom was a business owner. She started her own business in 2001. She was a physician. Actually, I was telling Michelle this, she was a naturopath physician. She studied holistic medicine. She went in business for herself because she realized that, the traditional way of medicine, only treats you in case of an emergency. But she wanted a full body approach to basically, as you guys say in the Holistic Business Network, to heal people from the inside out. So she started that business, and I'll never forget when I was 12 years old. Everybody has parents, I believe, Charlotte, that say what? Go to school, get good grades, and get a good job, right? Maybe Rosalind or DePaula, maybe your parents said the same thing. But my mama told me to go to school, get good grades, and start a business. So when I learned in college and I learned about the concept of business and entrepreneurship, it was very easy for me. And that's why, as a college senior, we went right ahead and started a business. So that's enough about my mama. Let me talk to you about where we are today. Now, most people would agree, or most people at least can answer this question. If you can answer this question, if you're live in the chat, if you're watching this on recording, maybe you can answer this in your mind. Everybody knows somebody who's a doctor. Yes or yes? We all know somebody who's a doctor. Now, let me ask you a question. If you know me and I'm a doctor, I'm a chiropractor, and I've been a chiropractor for 21 years, and I'm good at what I do as a chiropractor. Let me ask you one question. Would you cancel your health insurance? No, you're not going to cancel your health insurance because that wouldn't make any sense, because one doctor in one area of medicine can't help you in all areas of medicine. So wouldn't it make sense that the concept would also work for attorneys? I know business owners all the time, and here's what they normally tell me, or try to tell me, but I tell them first. They usually have a friend or an accountant, that they use as an attorney, but that's not an attorney. They're just not qualified because they're not an attorney. Or they do have one or two attorneys that they do know and that they have access to. But then I ask the same question. Can one attorney who specializes in one area of law help you in every area of law in the entire United States of America? So if the answer is no for 100% of people, then what are we going to do about it? So today I'm going to talk to you about a concept called Shield My Business, where you get nationwide coverage in every area of law for a low annual or monthly premium. Let's go. Now, I want you guys to help me out. Once again, they say that the rich get richer and the poor get what? I need somebody to type this in the chat for me. The rich get richer and the poor get what? I already know. Oh, I see you, Rosalind or Rosalind. You're gonna help me out right there. They say the poor get poor. When wealthy people want to make better decisions in their life, they always call their attorneys. That's what they do. That's what influential top people do. They're going to stroke a check for $200 to $300 an hour, even if it's for a 5-minute conversation, because they want to make the best possible decision they can. So they're going to hire the lawyers and they're going to pay for them as they need them. But what do average people do? Like people like you and I that we know, small business owners. I'm not talking about the Walmarts. I'm gonna see what Quadira is talking about. Maybe I shouldn't go to Walmart no more, right? Right? What do average people do? Let me tell you what they do. They either call their family, they either call their friends, or they either go to Google or YouTube. Now, let me ask you a question. As a business owner, how long can you get away with getting legal opinions instead of actually getting legal advice? How long can you get away with that? The answer is not very long. I don't know if y'all can hear that. Can y'all hear that? No, you didn't hear that? I didn't hear share sound, but I had the whole who wants to be a millionaire sound, right? So I'll do it for you. Dun, 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 dun. Y'all remember Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? That's how average people treat making legal decisions. They want to either get a 50-50 chance, they either want to phone a friend, or they want to ask an audience or family member. But my question to you once again is, does that make good business sense? Who's going to continue to make better decisions in their life? Those who get opinions from other people or those who get advice from attorneys? Everybody would agree that getting advice from attorneys will always make sense. So here's a concept. They say that legal advice is greater than legal opinions. So here's a question I have for everybody on the Zoom, and if you're watching this again on the recording. What if there were a better way? Would you at least want to know that it exists? So here's one of our clients here, and she says here, it's kind of blocked off for me. Let me move this out the way. It says, I knew zero about business law and have no leverage if a company wants to screw me. So I used my Shield for Business plan 3 times today, totaling 13 times for the year. So it helped her save $500 instead of using things like LegalZoom, INC. And guess what? If you have those things, like if you've used LegalZoom, if you've used Rocket Lawyer, here's what that tells me. That tells me that you value legal advice. So I commend you on having those things. But I'll talk to you about the differences because I wouldn't go outside with a little umbrella. I'm going to talk to you about how to have the whole umbrella. So let's continue on here today, and let's get into the nuts and bolts of what we do. So Shield My Business, our company, we've been here for over 21 years. Like I said, my wife and I, we've served over 25,000 businesses, entrepreneurs, coaches, and their families. And our vision is to provide equal access to the liberty, equality, opportunity that every business owner deserves and expects. So just some of the companies and organizations that actually offer our services. Does anybody on the Zoom recognize any of these companies, these little small companies? I kid when I say small, right? I see companies like Dun & Bradstreet. I see companies, if you're from the Northeast, like Con Edison. Anybody got a pair of Kohans, right? How about the Utah Jazz? Michelle says PF Chang's. So if we can help and protect these little old companies, do you think that we can protect the average small business owner? You better believe it. So today, let me introduce you to a concept. This is what we do if I had to say it in 20 seconds. We educate businesses and their families on how to use attorneys more like a Netflix subscription instead of like a pay-per-view channel. When I wanted to watch the UFC fight this weekend, you know what I did? I went to pay-per-view and it cost me whatever it cost me. But I also subscribe to things like Netflix because I need Netflix so I can have unlimited access to television at the palm of my hand, at my fingertips, like a law firm, as Michelle said. So the concept is simple. Here's another member of ours. Her name is Kimberly, and she's out of Texas. She says, I was really impressed with the quality and attention of the service I received. I had a specific concern for a business contract. After they took a look at it, they realized that I was bound to New York law. She's from Texas. And she spoke to the attorney, able to discuss her concerns. And through the first time that she had to use the service, she felt like she was communicated with, patient, accessible, and attentive in every single way. That's why she uses our service for all her needs, right? So let's talk about a little bit about what we do. This is going to be a general overview here today because we still need to get to know who you are, why you built your company, how we can help your company if we can, and if we have a match in our protection. But anybody in here ever dealt with something like, maybe needed a consultation? Anybody wish that you can tap on a mobile app and within 8 business hours, get on the phone with a qualified attorney that can help you through whatever you're going through? How about if they can also write a letter or make a phone call for you? I had a situation where I needed a situation because AT&T was overbilling me for my cell phone bill. So I was like, listen, guys, I use my cell phone for business. This is, I don't know what's going on. They admitted it was their fault as far as the overcharges, but they wouldn't give me my money back. But guess what? I have my unlimited business protection plan. So I just go ahead and contacted the law firm. They wrote a letter to AT&T. AT&T got back to me in 5 days, apologized, and credited my account for 3 months. So letters and phone calls included. How about if you need an NDA? How many business owners, you got this idea, you're trying to get it out there, you give it to someone, but you don't have an NDA? What happens if they take that idea? Like, I know a person, business owner, she does hair for a living, and she had like this beautiful technique about doing something related to hair. And of course, she hired people to help her to do the installs. And another person decided to start a business with her technique. And because it wasn't protected, Nothing she could do about it, right? Document review, debt collection. How many times do people owe us money and we don't do nothing about it? Michelle, let's talk about it. What do we do? Oh, the client's slow to pay me. The client hasn't paid me. Now I got to hire somebody to do some kind of debt collection and take a third of the fee? But what if an attorney can write a debt collection letter on your behalf? How about if you need a contract drawn up? How about if you need a copyright like somebody that I know named Michelle, right? Right? You know, copyrights and trademarks to protect our brand and to protect our business. Of course, brand protection is included along with partnerships and collaborations. There isn't any scope of the law that cannot be reached by our plan because we have over 40,000 attorneys in every state, in every conceivable area of law that is available to you at the push of a button by clicking on request a consultation. That's it. But let me ask you a question. What is the number one fear that either consciously or subconsciously that every business owner has? I'm not going to make you guess for very long. The answer is a lawsuit. Do you know that in the state of Florida, I can go down to the local court, I can fill out a form for less than $50. I can put your name on it, your business's name on it, put my name on it, and I'm suing you. And now you have to hire a lawyer, even if it's a frivolous case, to defend you. I know people who got sued for things that they didn't do and had to shell out $20, $30, $40,000 for an attorney. But when you have our services, you get anywhere from 50 to 125 hours of planned benefits included if you get sued. So that's a whole nother topic for a whole nother conversation, but you need to know about that. We have another business owner in Idaho. That's David, and he says, a year ago, I was accused of multiple things by a customer, and while it was all completely false, the customer sued me. So I didn't lose by default. I had to defend myself in court. But thankfully, I had this plan, and I spent 3 days in court, and he was grateful because all the lies and accusations, everything worked out in his favor. And if he did not have this plan, he would have had to pay $37,000 to defend himself. We all have our favorite mobile apps on our phone. We have Amazon, we subscribe to it. We have things like Netflix, we subscribe to it to have unlimited access. And now we have Shield My Business or Shield My Family, because we got that too. So that way you can have unlimited access to a network of law firms across the country. By the way, some of you may not be a business owner, or you may not be a business owner yet, or maybe you don't even intend on owning a business if you're watching this presentation today. And if that's you, don't worry, we can actually protect your family as well. Most business owners want to protect their business and themselves. So we have things for consultation, document review, estate planning to make sure you get your will done without paying $2,000, $3,000 for the package. If you drive crazy like me sometimes, we got you for moving violations. If you get sued, if you need a discount to use an attorney to go to court for you, and also emergency access. You know, I got pulled over the other day, but what's great about our services is when you own it, if you get pulled over by a police officer and you're being questioned, detained, or arrested, if you have a warrant out for your arrest or injured in an accident, you can call an attorney 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So again, that'll be discussed via a discovery call. So these are just two more members. I'm not going to read the entire screen. This person saved $5,600 for a letter that was written off for him for some debt that was owed to him for an unpaid invoice. And this member, he's in New York, right here in New York, and he had an employee showing up late consistently. And because of the advice from the attorney, it saved him from making a big mistake. Because how many times we're hiring people and firing people, or we're hiring people for like temporary, you know, like subcontracting and stuff like that. And we don't know, like, oh, am I doing this right? Right? We don't go hire an attorney, but now you can. So that way you don't have to fall into making any type of mistake. So if you're watching this Zoom, I added this in here, and I don't apologize for my faith, but I also don't believe in trying to coerce you into the faith that I have. But I do have a message, I believe, for somebody watching this presentation today. I heard this on a YouTube message today, and it says here that when God restores your reputation, he does it in the minds of those who are critical for your destiny. So if their mind hasn't changed about you, it means that their mind doesn't need to change about you because their opinion has no bearing on your destiny. Here's why I say that message today is how many people, you're a business owner, somebody told you that'll never work. You get started in a business, nobody in your family got a business, right? That's too risky. Oh my God, what are you gonna do? What happens if you lose all your money? What if you can't pay your We have people like that, but guess what? You beat the odds. And I had to share that message because I felt that that message was for somebody watching the Zoom today. So as we begin to close out here today, I have a question. How long can you hold your breath? Let me try right now. I'm not going to do the whole thing, right? But how long can you hold your breath? Some people say, well, how much does it cost? Well, are you asking what the price is or are you asking what the cost is? Because some things have a price and some things have a cost. One answers, how much am I spending to get it? The other answers, how much it will cost me to be without it. If you were drowning in the middle of the ocean and there was nobody around, or maybe there was one person around and they couldn't swim, but they had an oxygen tank, how much would you pay at that moment for an oxygen tank if you were drowning? So just to translate to you a little bit, here's a member that became a member just recently. And she says that I can't believe that you're telling me that for the price of what it would cost me to get one trademark done, I could not only get it done, but get access to all these services for a whole year to protect my family and my business. Y'all might know her. Let me see if y'all know her. Y'all know her? Y'all know this? Y'all know this woman? Y'all know Miss Holistic Business Network? Do you remember telling me that, Michelle? Do you remember that? She's laughing, right? I was having a hard laugh because that is the reaction we often get from business owners when we talk about Shield My Business. So to recap, we educate families and businesses on how to use attorneys more like a Netflix subscription instead of like a pay-per-view channel. And here's what we'd like to do. There's 3 steps. There's discover, there's recover, and then there's uncover. So discover, like, are you a business owner? Are you a coach? Are you a consultant? Are you an entrepreneur? Are you a person that maybe you don't own a business, but you have a family and you support somebody's business? Because there's only 2 types of people in the world. You either start a business or you work for somebody who did, right? So if that's you, then, let's help you to discover a little bit about what we do. And then recover. The word recover is learn how to return to a full state of wellness for your business, because the Holistic Business Network is about helping people heal from the inside out. And I think that our partnership is pretty cool because I think that we also help people from the outside in. Because if your business is not well, you can't be well. So let us help you by having what's called a discovery call. For anybody in the HBN network, I'm going to make sure that myself and our team, we completely waive the consultation fee. So if you want to have a 20-minute Zoom call, then we'll share with you the plan, share with you how it works, how it can possibly help your family, and we'll see if we have a match for Shield My Business or Shield My Family, okay? So what you can do here is if somebody can, I'm going to try to grab a screenshot, but if somebody can grab a screenshot and just drop that QR code, it'll take you to I think I can do it. It'll take you to a quick survey, and you take that, you fill it out, and somebody from our team will get right back to you with some information, okay? So guys, this is my personal information here. If you scan this particular code, it'll take you to all my socials. Listen, I don't know you just yet, but I would love to get an opportunity to know who you are, what you're about, how you serve people, how you serve your community. Michelle she's really one of those special people. And I'm not just saying that because she's on the Zoom. I've already told her this. There are certain people in life that I call connectors, and they're so good at connecting people because they think beyond themselves. Connectors don't think about what's in it for me. They think about what's in it for them. So if she knows somebody like, is going through a plumbing issue and she knows the plumber, she's going to make sure that you know about her plumber. And she's going to check up on you to make sure that you called her plumber, right? So those are the kind of special people in the world. So I want to get a chance to kind of know who you are. So I'd love for you to connect with me on social media. I'd love to follow you, learn what you're about. And also, more importantly, there are other people who are watching this right now, and you can connect with them. That's why this whole network is here together, right? The Holistic Business Network. All right, so that's it. I'm done. We's done. Thank you guys for having me here today. It's been a plump, pleasing pleasure. I look forward to getting a chance to connect with each and every one of you. God bless you. I wish you well, and we'll talk soon. Peace out, Cub Scout.
Thank you so much, Max. That was so good. So, like I mentioned, I was working with a lawyer and I wanted my trademark done by the end of 2024. So I started working with her at the end of 2022, thinking she'll start in January and be done by the end of the year. And then she ghosted me. And I waited on her for like 7 months. That might still, for 7 months. And she was not returning my calls. And I was even trying to give her my money. I was like, how do I make payment? Like, I was like thinking if I pay her, she'll do something. So I'm just so grateful because everything happens for a reason that I met Max. And now I am paying less to have this service that is going to cover a wide variety of things within my business. I can do some personal things like the will I've always been wanting to do. Probably going to do another trust. Like there's so many things. I'm like, what? I'm paying way less and it's monthly. So it's so much more affordable. So all that money I was going to throw to the lawyer, I now have it and can make more use of it because I'm just doing monthly payments. So I think it's an amazing service. And especially if you're a business owner. So as I was like doing all the things for myself, I was like, hold on a second. I have to tell my membership, like at least have the knowledge that this exists because I didn't know. And if I did, I probably wouldn't have been chasing after that lawyer who didn't want to respond to me, right? So, and I might be almost done with my trademark, but now I'm just starting the process, unfortunately, but it's all good. And the lawyers, I mean, the service is really good, really good. Called me, asked a lot of questions, found out what I needed. And the process has been so easy and very clear. I think that was one of the things, the communication with me and the person that was referred to me, the lawyer, was not clear. And so I'm very happy. And I'm happy to share that with you guys. And Max, I just want to thank you again. I was actually I copied the link and put it in my Facebook so I could put the link and not just this QR code here. But I couldn't. I don't know. Q, do you have any feedback? If you do, while you're talking, I'll quickly jump and find the link if you guys wanted to connect. Why? No pressure. I'm just asking. I want to make sure. Or if anyone has any questions, too,
Feedback.
like,
That's what I was going to do. I was going to say, anyone has any questions while Michelle finds the link. Does anyone have any questions? I'm looking in the chat. Max said if you prefer to bypass the survey, please contact him directly. His number is in there. Just in case this doesn't, the chat doesn't translate in the recording, the number is 631-827-0175 or email Max at maxjpilet, Pilet, @gmail.com. So I'm looking in the chat. I don't see any other questions at this time. Does anyone have any questions about anything that's going on in their business right now?
Now's a good time to ask any kind of questions. I found the link. The link is in there if you just wanted to click it. Are the folks in the Zoom room part of your, there's people in the Zoom. Are there some people in the waiting room? Okay, no, there's no one in the waiting room. Any questions? But everyone's running their business really, like everything's golden right now.
Well, Yali said she submitted her answers for the survey, so she'll talk soon.
I will, there was something that so I will give some quick advice because I had a call today and I don't know, this may apply to all of you on here because I think a number of you might do coaching. And so I was talking to a health coach earlier today and she was talking about one-on-one coaching. And I was telling her, the way to go is really group coaching, where you can touch a lot of people within a shorter amount of time. And, you know, it also helps to build community. So people going through a certain thing together, it builds community and connection, and people get to learn from each other. So if you are in that space of coaching, I highly recommend that you consider doing group programs, because not only will it help you make more money faster, but it will help to do all those things that I mentioned just now. And she was really grateful, and I was just giving her some ways she could partner with certain groups of people that would be really helpful. So I'm looking at Eva's name, and I'm thinking of what you do, Eva, with your menstrual coaching and birth control coaching, all the things you do. And I was actually recommending that she connect with doctors, because there's a lot of doctors that may want to refer to certain, you know, be that referral source for you. So I don't know, that just came to my mind because that was one of the many conversations I had today. Hopefully that helps someone on here. But I don't know why I don't see your faces today. This is so strange. Usually I see real faces, but everyone's behind the screen, which I know, I understand it happens sometimes where you can't turn the camera on. But if there's no questions, nothing in the chat, no questions for us, I guess Max did the best job ever. Or maybe you're looking forward to talking to him. He's a delight to talk to, if that's the case.
Rosalind said it's a school night.
Oh, she's tired. All right, Roz, and I just want to thank you all for being a